got high ambitions, a boss bitch vision.
Hi everyone, my name is Shelby. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at The View and gun control. So quick disclaimer, I do not mind difference of opinions and discussion, however I do mind hate. So since this video can cause a little bit of a heated argument, which we're about to see, I would press off now. So I never really did watch The View because it's super one-sided, super emotional, and I don't like it.
We talked in Hot Topics about how more black women were becoming gun owners, and you just became one of them, Sherry, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I bought a 9mm.
Why?
Gun because, well, I don't know why you laughing, but
So I'll take a quick jab at why they're laughing. This, if I'm not mistaken, is filmed in New York, and that's one of the most anti-gun cities. If I'm wrong on that one, y'all let me know, but I'm pretty sure.
you know, during the quarantine, I felt really helpless, Joy. When we're talking about depression, I felt like Jeffrey would look at me like, you know, he was so scared. I get these little alerts in my neighborhood app about it's going to be a march through the neighborhood, and I started feeling like, how am I going to protect my son if something happens?
100% back to blue. I got your sick. I'm really glad that she started to realize, like, you know, when shit really does blow up and you have seconds to save yourself, I promise you a bullet is going to go much faster than a policeman. It's just reality of it. And a lot of things do go into play with response times. Of course, top being is the priority calls, but also how many officers are on the clock, how many officers are in the area and available, and how many officers do you need at your house. My point here is, why are you going to wait that 10 to 15 minutes and hope and pray that you're still alive by the time the cops get there? Or you can pull a bang bang button and then magical fairy dust and freedom seat comes out and you're just fine.
Yeah. I got some of my girlfriends who are actresses, and we all went to a gun shop in California. There's only 2 black-owned gun shops. I think it was like a Redstone Firearms, Geneva and Jonathan. And we went, and I felt very empowered when I bought this gun. I took lessons. I took the test. I go to the range with my girlfriends like every other week. And it just makes me feel like at least if something happens, I protect my child.
So where's the clapping? Well, I mean, there's nothing but crickets. I was always saying they want common sense gun control and responsible gun owners. And here we are, a woman went and bought a gun, did the training, learned gun safety, did a background check, practices at the range, did everything legally right, perfect, and they're still mad. So this is how I have gotten that gun control in all is bullshit.
America.
Shout out to a company that I absolutely love, Flashbang Holsters. The goal is around helping women conceal their weapons, because we all know that women and concealing is a struggle. I got to have the pleasure of upgrading my old holster from this beautiful bulky mess to this beauty. It's super slim, super easy. So the other cool thing about it is you don't need a belt with this, which is amazing. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. There's nothing in there. See, empty, empty, empty. I'm not super trying to conceal right now, so you may be able to see it, but for the most part, it's easily concealable. It's like nothing.
America.
Yeah, I will tell you, I've had so many friends, my black girlfriends also get guns, especially during the pandemic. And they wanted me to get a gun. And as a former federal prosecutor and someone who has seen, been to crime scenes and has seen a lot of gun violence in my career.
Former prosecutor, wouldn't her job, her career had given her a little bit of insight on what happens to somebody when one man has a firearm, aka the bad guy, and the good guy doesn't? That's your answer, all you need right there. Why are you against it?
You know, I know the statistics, and that when you do have a gun in your home, you are more likely to kill a loved one or a relative.
Talking about dates back to October 7th, 1993 by Dr. Arthur Kellerman. He was anti-gun and had an anti-gun bias. And years later, after he refused to let out these numbers, it came out that the studies that he did was inaccurate due to his bias. 71% of the case studies were actually killed by people who came into the home with their own gun, not guns that were already in the home. In another study by a man named Kleck, 25 to 75 lives were saved by a gun to one that was lost by one.
And the suicide rate goes up in your own home.
Fun fact, America has the most guns in citizens' hands in the world. So if that's true, you would think we'd at least be in the top 10, right? We're not even there.
When you have a gun, and I understand about the training, but I will say, when I asked them, why are you getting a gun? One said, I Googled Civil War and 2020. One said it's the propensity of certain people to initiate violence when they don't get their way. And in the article that we were given, it said when you are being targeted, you hear stories like Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland, and you have these incidents going on all across the country. You want to know you have at least a chance of survival because some people are radical. And I think we have to remember that the FBI has made it clear that the white supremacy is the most persistent and lethal threat to the country. And I think that is why so many black women and black people in general are now arming themselves. But I still believe that in this country, our readiness to sort of allow arms to be purchased at will and fired at will has led to violence and hatred becoming a really popular pastime.
You know,
It's constantly being embedded to the black community's mind that the white supremacists are going to come get them, the cops are going to shoot them before they help them, and blah, blah, blah. But then here we have a black woman, a beautiful black woman, that goes and purchases a gun to protect herself and her son from the very thing that you're saying that's going to come kill her. And she's being criticized and told the fact that she went and bought this gun is the reason why firearms are so accessible and have come a pastime.
Let's give you a piece of information. Okay, no, because I'm a big gun control person. Back in the 60s, the NRA fought alongside the government for stricter gun regulations. Why? Because there was an effort to keep the guns out of the hands of African Americans as racial tensions grew.
Did she really just say pro-gun control to the woman of color who just bought a gun and then continue on to say how racist gun control is?
Yeah. They wouldn't even give Dr. King a concealed carry permit, the same man that was killed by gun violence.
So if more black people get guns, you're going to see bigger gun control laws. Watch.
And I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so let's rewind for a second. After hearing about their co-host buying a gun, she starts to say how she's more likely to kill herself and everyone else in her home, but then gets mad that Dr. King wasn't allowed to have his own concealed carry, but then gets interrupted by a white lady who loves gun control, telling the woman of color who just bought a gun that the more people of color who get guns, there's going to be even bigger gun control.
I'm saying, as a single woman, the helplessness I felt. And when I looked at my son and he looked at me like, Mom, I'm scared. Yeah. I knew physically I'm not able to combat. I take self-defense lessons.
What is Essie about?
I'm a gun owner as well. And you don't have to sell me on the empowerment I feel, knowing how to use firearms and having firearms. But it breaks my heart that so many people in this country feel so unsafe, that women feel unsafe from men, that black and brown people feel unsafe from the police, that Asian American people feel unsafe from discrimination, that kids feel unsafe in their cities. I mean, that breaks my heart. And as much as I love that you are now a proud gun owner and someone who's, I know, going to be real responsible with your gun, it breaks my heart that we are so quick to
I don't know if I'm proud. I'm just, that's the only thing I feel like I'm doing.
I get it. We have to.
I 150 million% agree. It sucks that we have to carry around a gun to feel safe. But that's the reality of it. Evil exists, always has, always will. So why not have the tool on you to protect yourself if evil comes and slaps you in the face?
I'm sorry, we have to go. I feel if I got a gun, I'd shoot myself. I'd shoot myself in the foot. I'm such a klutz.
I keep my gun. I keep my gun next to my in the drawer next to my special toy. So if you come in my house, you're gonna get a happy ending or an ending. I'm just saying.
All right, y'all, that's all for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And please remember to like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, comment down below what you think. And remember that you're beautiful, you're worth it, you're amazing, and I'll see y'all next time.
I got high ambitions.